Woke up, told myself to push and never stop. I've been stressed out, watching both these hands around the clock. With my eyes wide.
What is up, YouTube? So today I'm going to teach you how to use the concatenate function in Excel. This is a really cool function for situations and scenarios similar to the one that I'm about to explain. So I was working with a data set from a client and I needed some information from that client. So I sent them an email, asked them to populate the specific information. This was blank. They populated the information. Here's the file that I received back from the client. This is the information that they provided. And instead of trying to copy and paste this information over here, you can see from the get-go that the information is not sorted the same way as the information over here. What would you do? Well, you could go line by line and try to match up this information. That's going to take you another hour of work. So instead of doing that, we're going to work smart, not hard. We create this key using the concatenate feature, equals concatenate, and then we're going to pick the columns that we want to use to combine and create that unique key. So this particular exercise, we use the post date, the debit column, and the credit column. We could have used the status and type column, but the problem is that with that would be we wouldn't have a unique key utilizing these columns because you've got posted here over 39 columns and transfer here over 39, I said columns, I meant rows, and that wouldn't be a unique key. So with the date, the debit and the credit, that was as close that we could get to having something that we don't have to worry about duplication. Now, could it happen? Absolutely. Is it likely? It's not as likely that that would happen. So we're just going to take the plunge on that one and move with that. So that's what I did, created this unique key, did the same thing in the file that I received from the client. That allows these two sheets to speak to each other or two workbooks to speak to each other. So the next thing you do is the information that I got from the client, I want to pull that into the original file because I want to maintain the integrity of my data because I don't know what the client did to the file that I sent them, but I don't care. All I care about is the information in this column, column I. So I'm going to utilize a VLOOKUP, and for purposes of preference, I like to use an if-error formula to begin it. All the if-error is specifying what value do I want returned if there's an error. I don't want to see hashtag NA. I don't want to see error. That's noisy and it creates questions in my mind. So my preference is to use if-error. So if error, then we're going to nest the VLOOKUP in here. And what's our lookup value? Well, our lookup value is going to be this key that we created. And our table array is going to be in the file that we received from the client. So from column A, it includes the key, to column I, which includes the data. So that is the array of information that we're looking for. So comma, well, what specifically are we looking for? I'm looking for the information on column I. So the information in column I is the 9th column index. So I'm going to put 9. And then am I looking for an approximate match or an exact match? I am looking for an exact match. So I'm going to use 0. You can use false. This is also a preference thing. I prefer 0. It's less noisy. Comma, and then I'm going to complete the if error formula as well. So that's a 0 because that's the value that I want return if there's an error. So hopefully there's no errors. Enter, and you can see it brings in the information for the post date 8/11 for this debit of $2,000. You can see here, if you go to 8/11, 8/11 actually shows up on the 26th row in the customer remittance, and it's the same information. So that's perfect. So you have this little green box here down to the right, bottom right of the cell, and we're going to double click that, and it's going to populate the information down to the rest of the rows. And you can see it's pulling in the exact information that was provided for this key by the customer, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want. And to finish this up, what we're going to do is we're going to go to edit your links, and we're going to break the link because we don't want it to be linked to this workbook anymore. And the reason that we do that is because it cuts down on the processing time when we're opening this file multiple times and when we're sending this file via email to other people. So that's a great little tip that you can use as well to eliminate processing time. So that's it, guys. I hope that was helpful, and don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. See you guys later.